The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Covered by Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is Universal.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it.
It's just the sports concepts and rationalizations we call the 10-minute drill. And by the way, at the end of the 10-minute drill, we like to give away a little prize pack. Beef, what are we giving away this week?
Well, Dan, we got our hands on one of the prize bags from the Golden Globes. No, I'm sorry. We're giving away a floral arrangement from our friends at Kuhn Flowers.
Ricky Gervais is my new hero, and you'll find out why when we trend a little bit later today. But as the host of the Golden Globes last night, if I could have transformed myself into another person's body and let him speak my truths, then Ricky Gervais nailed it last night for me.
Hey, by the way, this is interesting to me, and I'll get it in here. Our drill poll question of the day presented by Lockett Law DUI and Criminal Defense. Know before you blow. Call our buddy Lee Lockett, 858-9818, if you need him. Which underdog has the best shot at an upset in the postseason coming up this weekend? And there's four choices, and one is the pick, so I'll ask you. They're all in double digits, but one is a clear pick. Houston over KC, Tennessee over Baltimore, Minnesota over San Francisco, or Seattle over Green Bay. Who would you pick?
I would pick that's a tough I would say, though, I think it's Seattle over Green Bay.
Well, you're not alone, 54%.
Yeah. And those two have a history with each other. And,
I guess you're right, yeah.
Yeah, I don't now, I think the other ones, I would take all three of the other ones against the spread. I would. I don't, those spreads are too, I don't know why. The team that everyone's sleeping on to me, Hick, is Minnesota.
Yeah.
You know, Cook didn't play the last couple games.
Yeah, he looked good yesterday.
They lost a couple of games, so their record was a little worse than it really is.
Yeah.
That defense has played championship yesterday without two corners.
Yeah.
So, I would be careful of San Francisco of Minnesota coming out there.
All right, we got lots of NFL talk coming up. Let's hit a few other things. I watched the end of your favorite sport, the PGA Tour event. And
Gag fest there.
God, I thought it was terrible golf.
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
but it was dramatic. So I'll take the gag.
I guess.
Because here's the problem with golf.
Yeah.
Reed makes a great birdie putt to get into the playoff, but didn't know it was a great birdie putt to get into the playoff. There wasn't the pressure of coming down the stretch.
No, but if you missed it, so Justin Thomas is going to win the event, which is good because he will be he'll join like Tiger and Snead and one other guy as the, four guys to win 12 tournaments by the time they're 27, something like that. Anyway, it's a good number. It's an impressive number. And so JT's going to win. And then and he's playing well. Well, I pick him up at 16, and he's
gagging.
He bogeys a putt. He makes a par putt, but not an easy one. So he comes to 18, which is a 677 downhill par 5, right? And so he's got his second shot, and it to the right of the hole is all kinds of fairway, right? I mean, just knock it out to the right and try to feed it into the green is basically what these guys do. But it's a long shot. Well, he hits it into the junk. So he's toast. And Xander Schauffele, by the way, becomes like the second player to hit the green all day, and he's on the green, and he's got a 35-foot eagle putt.
Decides to three-jack. Thanks, Xander. Thanks for playing.
So they look for.
You ever heard of a lag, Xander? I want to lag that one and win the tournament.
Schauffele's in the junk looking for JT's ball, helping him, and they go, "What a classy move!" And I'm sitting there thinking, "No, he's not. If he finds that ball, he's going to step on it, bury it further, so he can never find it."
Yeah.
So he has to then take a drop.
I don't know if he would do that.
Yeah,
but
that's what I would do.
Yeah.
But anyway, with that said, JT ends up bogeying.
Yeah.
Schauffele pars, and there's Patrick Reed at 14, so they're all 14 under.
But look, the choke to me on that hole was Schauffele. You three-putted.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Thomas hit a bad shot and pulled it. He had no reason to threaten it that way, so he choked a bit because he just yanked one.
It's a fun hole to play, that's for sure.
Did you play that course once?
No.
That's not the one you played?
No. And then I was thinking of that last night, and then the rest of the boy, it'd take me about 4 or 5 shots to get down there. Then the rest of the
me too, Fred. I played this. I have a hard time being critical of golf today because I played twice this weekend, went on a little golf trip, and I shot 1,000,000, so I'm not going to say anything.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, the rest of the playoff was kind of like that.
Yeah, it was
and
like a
when
little
the smoke
fight.
cleared, JT said, "Oh, I guess I win."
Yeah.
And I I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
It was a measuring stick win, though. It's the most by age, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? I'm
by
sorry.
age 27.
Yeah.
So anyway.
That's kind of an arbitrary number to pick.
Yeah. So he wins the opener. And I will say this. At one point, he's passed Jordan Spieth for
What did
career...
I say that no one would get to? 30?
Yeah.
He might.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's winning 2 or 3 a year every year, and he's got a good game, and he's has a body that's probably not going to break down. He's not carrying around a lot of bulk. He's not carrying a lot of
So anyway, a good win
action.
a good win because he won, but I don't know. I kind of felt like he didn't earn it.
Did it feel historic, or was it just maddening watching the Gator basketball team, who I believe the 21-point comeback is the biggest in the history of the program?
It is. I'll be honest with you. When they get down like that, I turn it off because I got the NFL playoffs.
I did the same
on.
thing. I forgot about. I gave up to the point that
I'd click back and they'd get it to 14. They can't be this bad. Come on. And the fun part is really the social media because they hate Mike White.
How is
and
that?
It's so unfair.
I mean, what? Gator basketball fan is the biggest rube, and we got the worst basketball fan
I've been on top of this for a long time.
I know you have.
It's awful.
They're dumb.
Yeah.
You really are. Hey, Gator basketball fan, if you're saying Mike White sucks, you don't understand what you're talking about.
All the basketball fans who were sitting at home complaining about the Gators and not sitting in the exact Tech Arena with the other 5,000 who went to the game or whatever the number was. And that's me not being fair to Florida basketball, but come on, man. So... but a great win, and it's going to be a roller coaster ride with this
team. If they
team.
make the tournament, this will be the why.
Yeah.
If they lose that game, dude. I mean, they're just so up and down right now, but they're young.
Would it shock you if they went to if they play South Carolina and they blow that game?
Well, I don't know if they South Carolina beat Virginia.
That's what I'm saying.
Of course,
shock you.
Of course, they also then turned around and lost to who, Stetson or someone.
Yeah.
So no. It is. I will say this, and I'm not blaming Mike White, unlike the uninformed Rube Gator basketball fans, because this one I am going to speak from a point of authority.
Yeah.
If you're a Gator basketball, if you say you're a Gator basketball fan, and you hate Mike White, you don't know anything about basketball. So
he has already I think he already has the second most.
Sure, he does.
NCAA victories postseason.
Mike
in the
White,
history
by
of the
way, will be just like Donovan will be approached by Duke or North Carolina or any big boy program that has an opening.
Yeah.
So just stop talking basketball. Yeah. Just stick to football and don't even tweet or text or talk about Gator basketball. They've got a couple, way out of turn.
They've got 3. The next 3 are at South Carolina, at Missouri, then home against Ole Miss. Then they get Auburn on January 18th, next Saturday, at home, which would be a good one.
I was with an Auburn fan this weekend. He says his basketball team is terrible. They're the most overrated team in the country.
They're undefeated.
They haven't played anyone.
Oh.
Yeah, he said, promise you. So we'll see.
Conversely, and
Bruce Pearl's a good coach.
I will say this about FSU. That wasn't a good win for FSU. That was hey, wait a minute. Why not us this year?
And this is a year where why not us can win.
I don't care who you are, and I don't care where they are ranked. If you go into Louisville and win, and comfortably.
Well, and they're 7 in the country, number 1 2 weeks ago. So that's
if you
who
do
they
that,
are.
then you can play with anybody. So
yeah, well, sure. This is a year, dude.
It's another miss, by the way. That is conversely as you Florida fans get on Mike White. You FSU fans should almost not be allowed to root for your basketball team as much as you killed Leonard through the years.
Yeah, well, I'm on board with that one, so I'll be guilty as charged. I've given up that. He's proven it to me with what they've done because always. I don't know how you can still. I think it was fair to criticize them when they weren't going to the tournament or losing in the first round. But these last 2 or 3 years where they're making tournament runs and he just keeps restocking with good athletic players.
The last 3 years, 26-9, 23-12, 29-8, and 13-2 this year.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
This guy's like 70 years old.
No, he's doing
and he's
awesome.
coaching as well as he ever has in his life.
Yeah, they're FSU basketball to me as a Gator grad is easy to root for. I mean, they're fun to watch.
Elite 8, Sweet 16.
Yeah,
they could be a Final Four team.
I think so, and they do it.
And he's been coaching there since 2002.
Now he's had a lot of superstars through the year, but he didn't have one this year.
No,
not like a first round.
I was asking Drew, FSU Drew, my son. And he was rattling off names, but he said there's really no.
No, it's just a bunch of good players.
Yeah, they're all good though.
Yeah.
He said they're all really good.
Yeah, and Leonard's and look. That also, at the time, was a valid criticism of Leonard. Remember, he played 12 guys when he had 3 first-round picks.
Yeah.
Well, now when you play 12 guys and they're all just guys, it's a good strategy.
Yeah.
So
he's just done a remarkable job. And listen, he's won a lot of basketball games at FSU, 367. and he's got a winning record in the ACC. He's done a great job.
Yeah, and that was a nice win at Louisville for sure. Over Louisville. I think because of one of the offsets and offshoots of the new early signing period is it makes you think that recruiting's over.
Right.
And so whatever the class ranks are after that December 5th or whatever the date ends up being, well, that's it. That's what the rankings are. But meanwhile, teams continue to work on their last few prospects. And so both Florida and Georgia, by the time the late signing period is over, Georgia may have the number 1 class, and Florida may get up into the top 5. So just let's update what has happened over the course of the last 4 or 5 days. Georgia's added 2 5-star prospects from the high school ranks. We talked about that tight end last week, and then cornerback Kelly Ringo at the All-American Bowl on Saturday.
The Ringo ate my baby.
So that's another 2 5-stars for the Dogs, who are rapidly approaching the number 1 class. But not to be outdone, the Gators also had a good little flurry.
Well, they did, and it was capped off with Xavier Henderson, CJ's little brother, who was a receiver at Miami Columbus, who we saw last year in the state championship against Mandarin. And then this year they won the state championship, and he's a receiver, not a corner. And with CJ there at the All-American game, his mom announced that he was going to Florida, which was a really good get. I think he's 52nd and number 52 player in one of the on one of the sites. So. Tremendous get for Florida, and they needed that. And they also got a 5-star running back transfer in the portal, Lorenzo Lingard from the Canes, and we'll see how he's able to do. The great thing about I was watching part of the Under Armour game with my young son, on Saturday, and he's fun because he knows everybody. So he's like, Dad, that guy's going to so and so. Dad, that guy's going to so and so. I'm like, oh, okay. So it was good education for me.
Yeah. And you send him over to my house to watch a game.
I know. No, if he watches those games, he knows all those guys.
That's what I mean.
It's kind of funny to see. And by the way, Alabama quarterback situation will be in good hands. That Bryce Young kid looks like he's really good.
So. Was he good in the All-American game too?
Yeah.
I think. Don't you think Tua's announcing he's going pro?
Gosh, I hope so. I mean, and I'm not because I want, get him out of Alabama.
No, I don't care about that.
I think it's best for him.
We don't play Alabama anymore, Dan. They go to the SEC championship game.
There's millions of dollars at stake here for him, and I'm afraid if he comes back, I worry about his health.
I don't think that he's going 12th. I think he'll rise
Even if he
up.
goes 12th, he's a multimillionaire. That's my point. So take the money and run.
The Dolphins might take him at 5.
Huh?
And the Dolphins might take him at 5. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you see the end of the I want to go back to the golf for a second. Did you see the end of the golf when Reed missed the putt? The very end with JT?
Yeah, when it stayed out to the right.
The fan yelled, cheater.
Oh, I didn't see. I saw him look back.
But I
thought he was looking back at like a caddy. Like,
Dan Hicks kind of jumped the gun a little bit. He's kind of insinuated he yelled cheater like it was after the putt. He hits the putt rolls, it misses, and you hear, cheater! And then Reed but he wasn't looking at the fan. And I thought he was
looking like, why didn't that break? Okay.
He was.
Yeah, so I didn't hear that.
So I think he misinterpreted it, but it's he's not well liked.
No, there's no doubt. And nor should he be.
Yeah.
He's a jackass.
Yeah.
If you were around that guy, you wouldn't like him either. And I don't mind rooting for him in golf when it's necessary. I don't root against him, but there's just too many stories out there what a JA is with people.
Yeah.
So, not a people person, Dan. Not a people person.
He said, Chris DeMarco said something about him, but I can't find it now. So I was gonna, but he.
We could probably.
It's not a kind comment.
We could probably spend a segment looking up other players' quotes about Patrick Reed and reading them, and there aren't very many that are complimentary.
Yeah.
Tiger seems to stand him.
Oh, here it is.
And that's about it.
Is there a bigger D in the world? Own your stuff. Always excuses. Just say you cheated and you got beat.
Well, it's always something. And the thing with Reed is it's one thing after the other. It's.
Let me say this. This guy's an amazing golfer, and I respect that, but he is just hard to like or pull for.
Yeah.
Never questioned his talent.
That's pretty.
Cheating in golf stays forever. It's not like holding in football. Integrity is all you have in golf. Has he owned it or dismissed it? Dismiss it. Own it, and I respect you. Didn't make a mistake. He cheated. So he's still harping on that.
Yeah, that thing that happened over there before the President's Cup.
So he was catching a little bit of grief when he tweeted that out from the fans, and that's why he responded that way.
I thought my favorite moment of the weekend came from the Minnesota Vikings winning locker room. Kirk Cousins went viral a few years ago with the Washington Redskins when he went right up to his GM and screamed at him.
The guy used to call him Kurt.
Yeah, the guy didn't even know his name, so he's become famous for a certain 3-word phrase, and it reappeared when he got a game ball in the post-game locker room yesterday.
Hey, that's how we've won all year, team, right? Hey, you held them to 20 points, man. You gave us a chance at the end, but I got 3 words for you. You like that?
His voice, by the way, cracks a ton when he's calling. Did you notice that?
I didn't.
Yeah. He'll be like, 318!
And just a shout out to current Georgia offensive line coach Matt Luke.
Yeah.
You're terrible.
What do you mean?
DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
A.J. Brown, Van Jefferson, Dallas Knox, and
dear.
Jordan Wilkins.
Oh, no.
Along with Shea Patterson at quarterback.
Ooh.
And you went 6-6.
Ouch.
Ouch, indeed.
All right, that's the 10-minute drill. Beef, let's do what? Caller number 3 to start this week off. Remind folks what they're getting at 641-1010.
Caller number 3, Dan's going to take home a floral arrangement from our friends at Kuhn Flowers.
Perfect.